Well, I'm a graduate now, but while pursuing my graduation, there was a day my college director called me up into his cabin, and when I just entered into his cabin, uh, I have seen my father was already sitting there in front of him. Well, this video is not about why I was called by him because I do not even remember. But it is about there was something happened in those moments while conversating to him. He asked me a question. He asked me a question from history and about a person and his contributions, and I was totally blank. I did not answer because I did not know the answer. And I really feel so ashamed and so embarrassed because of two reasons. Definitely because I did not answer, but because all that happened in front of my father, that made me feel more embarrassed that I was unable to answer. And for at least 2, 3, 4 days, uh, I was really feeling bad about myself because of that incident. My self confidence was just destroyed because of that one question that I was unable to answer. I was feeling that I'm not good enough. I'm not smart enough. I'm not I'm not a learned person. I mean, I was really feeling bad about myself. I was unable to count my qualities because of just that one incident. After all that incident, I had come with a conclusion is that it doesn't matter if you do not know something. It's okay, right? But after knowing that you do not know, when you refuse to learn, when you refuse to know, when you do not try to learn that you do not know, is worse than anything. Really. We are not born with all this knowledge, right? It does not matter in what circumstances one has born. It does not matter with what talent one has born. The thing matters is uh, what will you do with all those circumstances? What will you do with all that talent to build you up to become the best version of yours? After suffering, after creating that suffering for some days, instead of kept on thinking about that incident, I preferred to learn more and teach more. I had started learning more about history. Now history has become one of my favorite subjects generally because I can remember incidents, I can remember dates, years, what had happened when. Now I learn as well as I teach. Well, teaching is not my profession, but I learn a lot from history, from pol science, and the same I teach because I like to explain. I like to explain what I have just learned from these subjects. And these are the only subjects that I hated when I was in school. 7th, 8th, 9th, till 10th. And I was just doing it because I had no other option. Even when I had my 10th board exam, social science board exam, it was the first one. And just before 7 days of my board exam, I kept out my social science books and told me myself, okay, just for next 7 days, please study. Never ever. Then you don't need to do it again. I promise I'm not going to study these ever. I was convincing me for that time, at that time. Well, that one of the reason I was unable to answer then to my college director. But now you can ask, question from history, from pol science. And all this happened after that incident only, that I have started learning. Actually, the conclusion is, an incident or a question does not define you who you really are, but how you respond, how do you find the way, the answer, the curiosity of knowing something that you do not know defines you. It helps you to evolve, it helps you to become the better version of yours. So, never let an incident or a question defines you who you really are. You can learn from it.